Joining me in studio, wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. You just had an opportunity yesterday to meet your new head coach. What were your immediate impressions of Coach Steichen?
Yeah, I would say that he's very passionate. When he was giving his speech, he started to tear up, and you can definitely tell that he really cares. And I'd probably say the second thing is he's young. There's a lot of offensive coaches these days who are kind of really young, and I kind of see that game switching to these young-minded coordinators and coaches who are kind of changing football. So we're kind of getting on that same trend. I think he was the second youngest head coach next to Sean McVay or something like that. So, yeah.
I know you had a couple of minutes after the press conference to talk with him. What was the message to him? What were you guys able to chat about?
Yeah, he was just kind of giving me the basic rundown of how things are going to go, and we actually talked more in detail today and basically just getting on the same page, and I think it's going to be great.
Dynamic offensive mind. We've heard so much about just kind of his philosophy, his scheme, and also the fact that he is very player-centric. A couple of guys, who he's worked with, certainly from the offensive perspective, guys like Phillip Rivers, who had an incredible impact on him. Being that you spent a year with Phillip, how much confidence does that give you with what Shane Steichen brings in and how you know that connection he has with Phillip Rivers was run?
Phillip is probably the smartest football player that I've ever played with. He just knows everything that, he knew everything. He's calling out defenses, he's calling out blitzes, and just knowing that Shane was there with him, and Shane helped Phillip, and then Phillip also helped Shane, or coach. Yeah, let's use coach instead of his first name. He's just picked up those traits. I think he said that he's gonna pass to score and then run to a win. So I kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to pass to score, I'm a receiver. I like to pass the ball, right? So I definitely like that.
That's one thing that he mentioned he was really excited about. We asked him exactly, that philosophy, pass to score, throw to score points, run to win, with the pieces that he inherits in this locker room. Young offensive playmakers, yourself, Alec Pierce, Jelani Woods, Jonathan Taylor, just a handful of the guys who we could reference. You can also see that there were already so many Colts connections that Coach Steichen brought in.
Absolutely.
Having spent time with Coach Sirianni and Coach Reich, what are elements that you see as maybe being similarities from what you saw within our offense and how it was established, and then what he and Nick did in Philadelphia that you can see being an asset in particular to your game?
Absolutely. They basically ran the same plays because they come from the same strain as our offense. So really, it just helps us start fast, right? Because we don't really have to learn a whole new playbook. Now, there might be a couple small things, but I think that we should be able to pick up and play fast, and we will really see that transition during a camp. So which will help us start fast, and then hopefully we start the season fast, and everything just takes off from there.
Being that it was such a young wide receiver room last year, we talked to a lot of your teammates about how you emerged really as the leader of that group. How much do you see that these young weapons that you're surrounded by really being able to develop and evolve because of the leadership that you're going to have?
That's something that I look forward to and something that I'm trying to really take seriously, just leading those guys and showing them basically what's what, and hey, we're going to do things this way, and we're going to do it right. But I can't take credit for what they've done. What they do is, they work hard, and you saw Jelani kind of take off there. You saw Alec, and those young guys are just putting in their own work. I just kind of try and lead them straight, but everything that they do is what they've done. So.
One of the pillars that Coach touched on, relentlessness, I feel like that's something we see in your play, in how you are on the field and in your game. But one of the other things he reiterated several times was accountability and being very player-centric. How much responsibility do you guys embrace as leaders as you guys kind of move into this next chapter of Indianapolis Colts football under Shane Steichen?
Absolutely. Lots of people like to blame coaches and stuff, but coaches aren't playing, right? It's us, right? So when things are not going the way that it's supposed to go, it's really on us, because the coach can yell and scream and lose his breath as much as he wants, but he can't play for us. So we just have to get on the same page as a team and say it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what coach calls, it doesn't matter what's going on, we have to make those plays. And it's really that mindset that we need to really get on, and we need to stay on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of media oh, it's the play calling, it's this, it's that. No, it's on us.
Michael, really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Very much looking forward to everybody getting back into the building here as we move forward into OTAs in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.